get ready for spring driving conditions. Russ Bond, you know him if you're an automotive fan of any kind. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So let's talk about getting ready for spring. We'll get to tires in a moment because that's a big thing, and a lot of people choosing to switch between winter and all season. Mostly, even though it's not a law yet in Ontario. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's start under the hood. What are some of the things you want to keep in mind?
Well, what I'm going to show you is a few essential things that you can do yourself,
okay,
just to get your car ready for the summer driving season. And the first thing here is just to check the oil. And you can see right here is the dipstick in this Ford Focus.
Okay.
It's very simple to do. Just pull the dipstick out, and you can just read it right here.
All right.
And then that'll tell you if it needs oil. Normally, if it's all the way down to the bottom line, it needs about a liter of oil.
If you're at the L,
yeah,
or sometimes it's just 2 lines and hash marks in between. If you're not in the hash marks, you have to put some oil.
Put some oil in it.
Common question that might not get answered often, is it possible to overfill with oil?
Yes, it is.
So don't do that.
Don't do that, no. Be very careful not to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, the second thing here is the coolant. And the coolant is in the reservoir here. And this is very simple because it has a minimum and a maximum there.
Yes.
So you can see the coolant in the bottom. And as long as it's up to the level of the maximum, it's good to go. Also, you should check this when it's cold because this is a pressurized system.
Okay.
So the last thing you want to do is take that off when
if you're going to, so before you leave the house in the morning, take 2 minutes, take a look at your coolant level.
Right.
Coolant keeps the engine cool.
Yes,
Does exactly that.
Antifreeze, yes.
That's right, and keeps it from freezing in the winter.
And overheating in the summer.
Right, there you go. And as we head into the summer, that's something you want to keep in mind.
The third thing here is the windshield washer fluid, which is right here. And just make sure that that's full up before you go. There's no dipstick or anything in that. You just got to look down there and make sure that it's full.
And it is possible to overfill it. It's just not disastrous when you do.
No, that's exactly right. All do it is leak out.
Just leaks out.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's important because when you're in between seasons, there's dirt on the road.
Right.
And when you end up getting rain, this road spray can really affect your vision.
Right.
Vision being the most important thing.
Exactly. And that's basically what you do underneath the hood. The most important thing, though, is to check your tires because that's a contact on the ground.
Just a side note, I really love how well lined up this is in the Focus. This is like really easy, all in one spot. That's nicely done.
It's easy to get to.
Okay, so let's take a look at the tires here. Okay. Here's the tread.
Yeah, the first thing you want to know about tires is you've got to have the right tires on for the time of year. And like you mentioned earlier, it's time to switch to the all-season or the summer tires. This has the Hankook Ventus tires on it, which is a pure summer tire, performance tire.
Right.
And there's a couple of things to do before you put the tires on, is just to have a look at them. You know, if you're using tires from last year.
Right.
And everybody remembers the penny test.
Yes.
The first thing to do is to check the tread depth.
Save 1 penny before it's totally extinct.
It's gone. Right. So put the penny inside, and if you can see the top of the Queen's head, that means the tread is too low.
Okay.
And it's time to think about a new set of tires.
Okay, that's a good idea.
The second thing you want to look at is you want to make sure the tread wear is even all the way across the tire. Because if it's not even all the way across the tire, that means there's a problem somewhere. It might be in the alignment with the car. Okay. It might also be with the tire pressure.
All right. And so let's talk about tire options then. I see you've got some lined up here.
Right.
Is this, what kind of tire is this?
This is an all-season tire.
Right.
Which we basically a 3-season tire.
That
right?
you got that right.
You can use it during the summer, spring, and fall, but you should really switch to a winter tire.
Right.
When the snow starts to come.
And this is an aggressive tread.
Yeah, this is an Optimo 4S, and this is what's all-weather tire. So this is actually a winter tire that you can use in the summer.
Okay, excellent. And third?
And if your tires look anything like this at all, time to get some other ones.
Get them off your car immediately.
Right.
Russ, I want to just tap your brain a little bit about switching tires and what your professional opinion is, because you know, Quebec already has a law where you have to have winter tires specifically for the winter. Is it a big recommendation safety-wise?
It is a big recommendation because you can see the size of these tires here, but what you got to remember is, like, if you shake hands with someone and you turn your hand like this is the contact patch that you have on the ground.
Right.
And so this is your only grip with the road. So this is why it's important to have the right tires for the right season.
Fantastic. Russ Bond, autonet.ca. Check him out and follow along on all the tips you need to know automotive-wise. We're back with more after this.